I ended up trying a million different instruments. The banjo was too harsh. It was just a little too hard. It wasn't a sweet enough instrument. Tried the saxophone, then you can't sing or talk. The piano was out because your back is turned to the audience. A drummer, my mother wouldn't let me have drums in the house. And so I was almost forced to go to the guitar. And of course, the young kids coming along were in the same position I'm in. Mother says, keep the drums out of here. So the guitar became mighty strong.
If you see old footage of Les Paul playing, he was the guy in his day. He was a trickster. He got all these sounds and effects and did all these tricks. And I think it takes someone with an ear like his and playing ability like his to put it all together and make it happen in a Les Paul guitar.
The way it came about where I handed them the log. And then I decided to put wings on the log. In other words, the log just was a piece 4x4 that went through from here to here. I put these wings on the sides of it, clamped them on. Now it looked like a guitar, sounded like a guitar, and then took that to Gibson. And what came out of that was the idea that it was so big, so heavy, that the first thing we wanted to do was make it smaller. So I did that. So I didn't have a problem with that. Problem I had with Gibson is convincing him of any guitarist that's going to lug around an amplifier and plug this guitar in, is it going to be a hockable item, something that everybody is going to want one. And so finally, when I convinced Gibson, they said, would you bring that guitar in and we'd like to talk about it and see if we can't make some arrangements to make a Les Paul guitar. Well, that made me very happy, and I flew in with the instrument. When I did fly in with the instrument, we then began to talk about what color it would be, what shape it would be, and all the size of the instrument, whether it's full size, 3/4 size, the type of frets we were going to use, the type of finish going to be on it, types of wood that are going to be used, and the size and the shape. And when we decided on each one of these, which I did with the chairman of the board, Mr. M.H. Berlin was his name. He was a very nice man to work for and with. And the first thing he asked me is the color. And I said gold. And other people at the meeting jumped up saying, my God, don't pick the color gold, because it's going to turn green on you. You're going to have a lot of problems with a gold guitar. So the president of the chairman of the board of Gibson says he wants gold it is. And then I says, I'm going to go to the men's room, and he says, before you go, what's the other color going to be? We're going to make 2 of them. And so I says, I'll pick black. I picked gold because I had a car and that's the color of the car was gold. It's a metallic gold. It was originally designed by me flat top. And the reason I picked it a flat top is because I thought it cost so much more to make an arch top guitar. So the chairman of the board at Gibson says, "Do you like a violin?" I said, "I love violins." And he says, "Come on with me." And I went to his vault in Chicago. And in the vault were beautiful violins, Stradivarius violins, all different types of great, great, great violins. And he says, what would you think about making your guitar with an arch top on it?" And I says, "It would be just great." And so it was there that we decided to make it gold, to make it black, and to make it carved top. The cutaway was already established. Okay? It was a matter of size and weight. And in insisting on having this maple top that would sustain as well or well enough to be a piece of railroad track, turned out to work perfectly and make the rest mahogany. And of course then have the ebony fingerboards and so forth and so on. And that's how these things came about. I knew it would become mighty popular, and that it was the way it made me happy. And of course, I thought whatever made me happy is going to make everybody happy. I don't think it out. I just knew that that's what I liked. As it progressed, you could see more and more the possibility that the guitar was going to become stronger and stronger and stronger. And it wasn't long that there was a dry spell that came about with all manufacturers of guitars, that the electric guitar was going to be extinct. And Gibson absolutely sold off the electronics and decided to do away with the electric guitar. And I had to call them on the phone. Flew to Chicago and had a meeting that was about 30 hours long to convince them not to sell this off, not to take the idea and junk it, that this was just a spell we're going through, everybody's going through, and that the electric guitar is going to be bigger and stronger than ever. Still not realizing that it would ever be as big as it is. It was a big surprise to me to see the guitar become so popular, yes.